Hello guys, it's me Fizi Samad. So welcome to my podcast. Today I'm going to evaluate the legislation that Facebook and its competitors may consider when using digital technologies. And in this podcast, I'll also talk through the basic history of Facebook. I will also describe the legislation and point out one issue that recently happened concerning the legislation itself. And lastly, I will explain the implications of the legislation for Facebook and to the society as well. Okay, let's begin with a little bit of Facebook history. Facebook is one of the largest companies in the world that has $1 billion value in revenue. Facebook was founded by Mark Zuckerberg in 2004. He was assisted by his peers who were also Harvard University students. Facebook also acquired a few other big companies such as WhatsApp, Instagram and Messenger. The reason I've chosen Facebook because it has such a significant impact on the world of digital technology, as it is one of the successful pioneers in social media platforms after MySpace. Facebook is playing a significant role in digital technology in this era, as it has already become one of our essentials in our daily lives. Whether businesses or personal purposes, it seems impossible nowadays to find someone without a Facebook account. According to Shaka for 2018, he stated that there are more than 2.2 billion users on Facebook. This has shown that people around the globe are relying so much on the services offered by Facebook. And for that reason, this organization has to adapt to the regulations itself to make sure everything will operate smoothly. Therefore, this legislation came out to make sure that every data collected by any social media platforms are in good hands. So, what is GDPR or General Data Protection Regulation? According to Burgess 2020, GDPR can be seen as the world's best collection of data protection laws that improve how individuals can access information about them and impose restrictions on what companies can do with personal data. The GDPR came into effect on 25th May 2018, and countries throughout Europe have been granted the right to make minor improvements of their own to meet their own needs. In the United Kingdom, this versatility led to the development of the Data Protection Act 2018, which superseded the existing Data Protection Act of 1998. There are 7 principles in GDPR, which are lawfulness, purpose limitation, data minimization, accuracy, storage limitation, integrity, and lastly, accountability.
Yes, Senator. I think everyone should have control over how their information is used. And as we've talked about in some of the other questions, I think that is laid out in some of the documents. But more importantly, you want to give people control in the product itself. So the most important way that this happens across our services is that every day people come to our services to choose to share photos or send messages, and every single time they choose to share something, they have a control right there about who they want to share it with. But that level of control is extremely important.
Mark Zuckerberg clearly stated that everyone who's using the platform has the rights to control every material that has been uploaded online to their services. This means that the users itself grant every material uploaded on the media, but that does not mean Facebook could simply access the data without their consent. Consequently, GDPR comes to an act where all the data uploaded on Facebook should be protected at all costs. And obviously, when a platform like Facebook is overpopulated with personal data, it isn't easy to control and monitor everything. Therefore, I'm going to point out the recent issue with Facebook and Cambridge Analytica. According to Graham Harrison and Cadwallader 2018, they stated that over 50 million Facebook profiles have been collected for Cambridge Analytica. This point will be important because this is where the GDPR would come to an action and protect the users at all costs. Many crimes could begin with just personal data. For example, hacking will become a norm if the data privacy is not in the right hands. This issue also could be a point where Facebook competitors might take advantage of their mistake, and they could gain more trust from the consumer itself to make substitutes. Last but not least, GDPR will be an essential tool for Facebook to operate well in the future by giving the users assurance that it will be better from time to time. From the society point of view, GDPR definitely will be the key to protect users when using social media platforms. Therefore, being cautious and mindful with our private data will be vital as the world is moving towards advanced technology.